Yes, you.
Okay, we're recording. Yay, everybody. Today is January 2nd. It is 9:05. Sorry, we're 5 minutes late. I was trying to remember my password. But today is our virtual meeting, the first one of the new year. Who is so excited about 2018? I am. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited, you guys. So we're going to start out with some recognition because that is way fun. And so here are this was our goal for December, and then our actual numbers that's our goal, but holy moly, I mean, we are 2/3 of the way there with our organizational sales goal. Hopefully after this call, we'll be getting a little bit more excited about recruiting. And then our parties, we submitted over 75 parties. So that's super exciting. So give yourselves a hand. Yay. Maybe if you're muted, I can't hear you now. And then these are our top 5 in personal sales for December in our whole entire organization. So congratulations, Allison Levin. $4,600. Amazing job. Christy Dodge, $3,300. Incredible. Oh my gosh, your paychecks this weekend are going to be on fire. Dawn Agnes West, $2,400. Lauren Brown, $1,699. Katie Weir, $1,491. So congratulations, ladies. Way to go. You rocked it, knocked it out of the park. December was an incredible month. I think our whole entire fall selling season was incredible. I don't know about you guys. And then all the final numbers of who earned free for all and things like that, those are still coming in. So I'm going to be posting that stuff on our team page. So without further ado, I believe that Christy is going to be sharing our team news. So Christy, let me stop sharing my screen so we could see you. There you are. Are you ready, Christy? No?
Okay, can you hear me? Because Brian's connected to my computer.
We can hear you.
High five.
High five, Brian.
I have a new office. I have a new computer. I have a new monitor. Pretty good.
You're like having my kind of night, sister. You sound like me. I'm drinking water, by the way.
Me too.
Cheers. Well, I did have a coffee, but now we're on the water. Okay, go ahead, Christy.
Let me go back to number 1 because I have a page full.
You can talk a little louder. I'm deaf, but everybody talks louder. Talk louder.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me?
There you go. Yeah.
I have a page full of stuff for you guys. Christina has been busy. So this is our team news. Number 1. You guys might have noticed the new information section on the Rockstar page. Christina did a fantastic job of putting everything in one place. So it's great for new consultants to find everything, but it's also great for old consultants to have everything in one location. So it's a great reference for team meetings, for upcoming events. There's a welcome for new consultants. So if you haven't had a chance, go look at it. I think it says new, what does it say? Rockstar
Info Center.
Info Center. The next thing, today started the Snowball Booking Blitz. And that's going to go through January 31st. So what you do when you book a party, you post a picture of a snowball, or whatever they're called. Post the date of your party, and then hashtag TPHI. Instead of Rockstar Do and Tell, we changed it to TPHI, and that stands for This Past Hour I. So if you book one, tag one. Book one party, tag one person. Tag a team member who needs to book a show. And then after 10 bookings, Christina is going to draw a name for a gift. Yay! We love free stuff. Spring launch. Mark your calendars for January 29th. It's going to be at Tiffany's house, 723 Dickens Place. There, Tiffany, your address is out there in the World Wide Web now. So mark your calendars because you're not going to miss. And I think I've seen Danielle doing a few things on with some of the new products, right?
Oh, yes, that's me, yeah.
That was you.
That's me, yes.
Yay!
Yay.
You love it, right?
You are going to be so excited. So excited.
So the next thing, a freezer meal workshop is coming up January 21st. The cutoff date to order is January 12th. So send out a customer connection email, post it on your Facebook page, connect with people. It's going to be at the same place, at the Creed Church of Christ. So get those, get your friends to do the freezer meal workshops. Everybody's going to be busy after Christmas, so, or not as busy, so they'll be able to join the party. Don't forget to join Coffee Talk every Saturday morning at 9 o'clock. The calls are now being recorded. Thank you, Christina, because some of us are not morning people.
Yes, thank you. I love that they're recorded.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Did you have your hand up? That's so cool.
Wait, what? Who had a hand up? What's happening?
Oh, I thought Becky did. Sorry. She was just celebrating.
She's excited about the recordings. For sure.
Okay, so here's the big one. Team recognition. Christina has done some amazing things with the recognition. Green by 15. And she sent out these great postcards to everybody. So make sure you have this and keep track of your postcard. Green by 15, you're going to track it on here. When you submit Green by 15, for anybody who's new, means submitting $150 in sales. When you do that for 3 consecutive months, you get 10 PC bucks. 12 consecutive months, you get PC logo wear. After $12.50 in commissionable sales, you get Happy Mail with a gift card. Yay! Share the love, and this is going to be based on adding new team members. So you get a Happy Mail with a PC Gear gift card. And number 1 in sales, recruiting, and parties submitted, you're going to get Happy Mail with something yummy, which kind of scares me, Christina. If you send me a cake in the mail,
It's just candy.
I don't know it's going to work. Okay, like I said before, TPHI is replacing, what was it, Rockstar Tell. So this past our eye. So when you do something business related, you want to note it on there. There's going to be a drawing for Happy Mail for anybody who submits hashtag TPHI. New consultants who reach $12.50 in sales and attend a success time meeting, either live or this one, Facebook, you get a $25 gift from $25 from your director. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
The Jacob's Ladders Retreat is March 9th through the 10th. So that is for team leaders and above. It's held by our executive director, Beth Jacobs, in Plymouth, Massachusetts. So if you haven't signed up and you want to do that, do so immediately. It's coming up fast. And then the Travel Treasure. So we're still taking buying tickets. You can purchase tickets for the Travel Treasure. The money is used to pay for hotel at conference. And you get entered into a drawing to win a free prize that Christina has graciously picked out and sharing with all of us. And I think that's it.
Yeah, the one in January, by the way, is going to be new products because we should have them by that meeting. So the Travel Treasure Fund will be for new products. And I believe I counted all the money in the Ziploc bag, which is hilarious. I should probably start a bank account for it. But anyway, I think we're over $550 towards conference hotel rooms. So those of you know, normally we pay around $130 a person for 3 or 4 days. So that's like four people, or a whole room pretty much already paid for conference. So
that'll go a long way toward that suite.
Yes, you're going to have to fight Brian for the room because he told me when we promote to executive team, he's going to come to conference. So I'm not sure if he's going to be like our designated photographer. He doesn't have a camera or what that means, but who knows? Let's make that happen. Okay, guys, so without further ado, that was awesome. Without further ado, who is up first? I just closed out my Facebook. I think it was Becky. Is that right, Becky? No, Danielle. No, Eileen.
I don't know.
Whoever wants to go first. You guys, I'm so excited to have these 3 rock stars on our call today. This is something new that we've been doing this a little bit here and there in 2017, but I thought, oh my gosh, let's bring some rock stars to our virtual team time and do it via Zoom. And this way you guys get to hear other people other than me. That's why I'm having Christy do team news. Allison's going to do announcements later. So, because I'm sure my voice is, you're getting sick of it. Anyway, I love these 3 ladies. They're amazing in their own ways. And they're from all over the country, you guys. So, whoever wants to, I think it was Danielle. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I can go first. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Danielle is amazing. I love you. Oh, Danielle, you have a special.
I love you too.
I don't even remember when we met, but that's besides the point. So, Danielle, just jump right. I know you're like,
No, I know where it was. It was at the airport.
Oh, yes.
I was alone.
You were in the pamphlet for Come Join Us or whatever the heck it was called at that point. Come fly with us. I don't know what
it wasn't that. It wasn't that.
Anyway,
it's okay.
Danielle's famous, everybody. So anyway.
Yeah. I look like a hot mess tonight.
Do you see me?
Well, yeah, and I put on a shirt because I had on a tank top. It's cold here, but it's not.
He's in Florida, you guys. It's 12 degrees here.
Listen,
negative 12 up there.
This Florida girl, it's like in the 30s. Like I think her feels like was 33, and we were freaking out. So
you're freezing.
Sorry, that is freezing for us. Okay, that is bad. Okay, so it is. So I'm excited because Christina is always full of energy and excitement. So I was super excited to come and get to see what she's doing with all of you. But she asked me to talk about bookings. And I know on Zoom it's hard because usually at team meetings we're always crazy and loud. So just wave your hands around so you don't have to unmute yourself and you can be a little excited. But so I keep looking to the side because my notes are over here. But after 12 years of business, bookings they're always up and down. Like it's part of business. But we always kind of learn the only way that you ever fail is if you quit. So you always have to keep going and always thinking of new things to do. So I was kind of thinking, what should I talk with you tonight about? But I guess the biggest thing is, okay, first, who is excited for what 2018 is going to bring? Come on, get excited. Do some Becky hands. There we go. Woo, woo, woo. And so because 2018 has some cool things coming, right? For you, for yourself, for your family, for your business. Think about what 2018 can bring, what debt you're going to pay off, what you're going to remodel in your house, which is what we are constantly doing. Kids that need braces, which we're about to do at our house. Kids going off to college, kids needing you need a new car, or how about a free trip to earn to Hawaii? Yes, exactly. So maybe you just want to buy cute shoes and not have to explain why you bought them. Okay, so think about all the big plans that you have and how you're going to get there, because Pampered Chef can help you, right? I mean, she talked about those big paychecks y'all are getting, Allison and Christy and all the other top earners, but all the cool things you're going to do. So whose calendar is exploding with so many bookings you can't physically do any more shows? No one? Okay, so, I mean, is anyone working every night? You're so excited because think about it. There's a big paycheck you're going to get, right? February 7th. So think about this hard work you're putting in now in January, because your paycheck's going to be on February 7th. So you can start planning what you're going to use it for, what you're spending it on. And just think, if all of us are not shouting and raising our hands right now because our calendars are so full, then bookings is what we all need, right? Even if you have lots of parties and your calendar seems full, more parties is great, because the fuller your calendar is in January, the more it impacts the rest of your entire year. So 9:20. Okay, see what time it is. So first,
Fine, you're fine.
okay. All right. So are you excited, right? I mean, January is free for all. There are some really, really, really cool products that are coming. And I do know there are some really cool stuff coming. So I hope you're getting jazzed and excited thinking about a calendar full of parties, right? You're thinking about that first paycheck. You're thinking about all those free products you're going to be earning. Is your passion there? Because if you don't have passion, you're not going to book parties. So that's your first thing. Have you thought about all the great benefits that you get to give your host this month? You get double free products. They get those. I mean, everyone has these New Year's resolutions, right? And they all want these new healthy meal starter kits. So what if you tell them, hey, you can get this healthy meal, starter set for 60% off to start your New Year's resolutions off right? I mean, how cool is that? Did you know our company average is right around that 650? So when your hosts say, oh, but to get the double free products, you have to hit 650 in sales, or maybe you're thinking that, maybe your show average is not there, and you're thinking, oh, well, double free products is for other people, but remind your host, hey, our company average is right at 650. So when you hit even an average, if you're just average, and we want to be above average, but if you're at least average, you get double free products on top of that. And when you get a party by the 10th, you get the free microwave popcorn maker. I mean, why would you not be calling everyone anyways? So is your passion there? Are you excited? Do you know what you have to offer? Okay, second, are you ready? Right? Like, is your calendar ready? Have you actually taken your calendar? And I know I saw Christina's, all of her notifications actually in December, I guess, all the parties, the meetings being scheduled, and I was not quite on top of it. I'm sure her notifications were blowing up today as my calendar was getting set on my team page. But is your calendar prepped? Right? Are you planning out your year, not just your next week? Like, are you looking at your month? Are you looking at your next 3 months? Are you planning out your calendar? Do you mark off the dates that you want to do parties, the days that you're physically able to do parties, right? Whether it's a virtual, whether it's a cooking show, have you actually marked up the dates that you're able to? Do you know how many parties you want to do each week? And I didn't say each month. Do you know how many parties you want to do each week? So look at your business on a weekly basis, because if you don't think about it weekly, the month will be gone and you've done not the parties you wanted to do. So do you know how many parties you want to do each week? Right? Do you know which recipes you want to offer? I mean, we don't normally do soup and slippers parties in Florida. Our average high is like 70 now, but I'm offering soup this month. Normally it's salad, but we're doing soup because, I mean, in a healthy recipe that you can do for a soup, I mean, have you thought about what you're offering your host? I do the same recipe all month long. So I like to get excited about something that's going to offer a product that they can get excited about, that's maybe a host special, maybe a recipe that they're going to love. But have you thought about what you're going to make? The theme show you're going to offer, what you're going to do to make it really fun and exciting, because the holidays were crazy, right? I mean, y'all can all get excited. It was nuts. I mean, it felt like it was here and gone, and the kids were crazy, and I have boys, and they're nuts. They're in bed. But it's so nice to have a chance to reconnect with friends. Right? So make sure you're telling everyone that. I mean, how nice is it to get away from the house, away from the kids, away from all the, oh my gosh, I'm so glad my husband picked up our family room because it was filled with tubs of Christmas. I mean, like, how nice is it to escape all that clutter to just get away with your friends? Okay, so third and the most important part, and I hope I don't steal, I know Eileen is doing, I think, recruiting. And this is, I think, one of the biggest things I think about with recruiting, but it's so bookings minded, is informing versus inviting. Have you ever heard of that concept? Raise your hand if you've heard inform versus invite. Anyone? I know Allison, Christina, Becky, yeah. So, I mean, the biggest thing is you think about when you inform someone versus inviting. So are you telling everyone all the time, but are you actually inviting them personally? Okay, so do you post on Facebook all the time about the great products and show how it works in your family? Are you showing all the great sales that Pampered Chef offers? Are you telling them all the cool things you get, but are you actually personally inviting them to take advantage of it? So think about it. This is a fun little way to think about it. You see a Facebook, or you see on Facebook, because I think we all notice things on Facebook, right? So you see on Facebook a friend's getting married. You think, wow, that's so exciting. You start seeing all the details. You see where she's having the wedding, what her colors are going to be, some of the decorations, and then you see the beautiful pictures, and you think, wow, I wish I would have been invited. But maybe she's thinking, I wish that you would have come. Maybe she's, wondering why you didn't show up. But wait, did you get an invitation? right? I mean, would you show up to a wedding without an invitation? Maybe the bride's thinking, I'm sure she saw the date. I'm sure she, she saw the post about the wedding, but why didn't she come? So, I mean, I know a wedding is a little far-fetched, way to think about it. But if you're just posting and you're just telling people about everything that they have to get with Pampered Chef, but you're not actually personally inviting them, then they're busy, right? I mean, think about how busy life gets. I always like to say too, sometimes through social media, we tend to put a lot out there and we see a lot and we tend to feel really disconnected, even though we're so connected. So a party is a chance to really connect with friends, to connect with people that you haven't seen, to really teach them personally in person and to help them, I don't know, get to see friends because we're busy and we don't always take the time. So think about what you're offering them, and are you really inviting them to host a party, or are you informing them about the benefits? So I call them parties too because it's a party, right? I mean, I don't call them cooking shows. I don't call them kitchen. I don't know what the old terminology. I forget. It's been a while since. I mean, I've been selling for a while, but I forget. Anyway, it's a party, right? I mean, so really the biggest part I think I wanted y'all to think tonight was just: are you informing people? Or are you inviting? So a booking is not something you can just put on Facebook and expect people to jump on it, right? Because we post all day, we see everyone's posts, but are you really inviting people? Are you really personally reaching out to them? Are you making them feel special and important to you?
I love it.
Was that good?
I love it. I think it's so important though to kind of, I think when people hear our topics like booking, recruiting, testimony, I think a lot of people are like, oh, they're going to give me this magic pill to take and I'm going to fill my calendar. But it's really not about that, you guys. There's no magic pill. There's no magic words we can say. I think that's why it's so important to have different people talk about these different topics, because everybody's going to bring something different or a different aspect to it or a different way to think about it. But being in the business a long time, Danielle, I know everybody that's been in for a little while, you forget about the basics, and informing versus inviting. I mean, that is a basic that I completely forgot about. Eileen's shaking her head. Yeah. I mean, it's so simple, yet we just forget about the simple things sometimes. So way to go, sister. I love it. Thank you for sharing. Oh my God.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Okay, Eileen, you are up next.
All right. That was awesome. And I must say,
Oh, Eileen, what's the tip there? Really quick. I just want you to throw it out.
Oh, I know. I should be sitting here with a parka on in my office. Oh, it is -2.
No.
Exactly.
So,
we have Florida all the way up to Wisconsin, right?
Yep. I'm in Wisconsin, right outside of Milwaukee. Brew City.
Horrible.
Brew City. Yeah, it is. And we still drink beer on these cold nights, so that's fine. But I wanted to say to you, yes, continue calling them parties, because do any of you guys know anybody who's getting up tomorrow morning to go to work and they're calling it a party? Right. They're all going to a cubicle. I don't hear anybody saying I'm going to a party at 9 o'clock in the morning, right? They have to go to work. So call it a party. It's awesome.
That's right.
And another little trick that I learned years and years ago, and maybe you guys know this too, is look at your calendar from the 15th to the 15th instead of the 1st to the end of the month. Because it's not so scary looking. So if you're looking to have 8 shows on your calendar, look at from the 15th to the 15th and see where the holes are. So I love your training. That was fantastic. The inform and invite is huge. And yes, it follows through with recruiting as well. So I'm up for recruiting, which is very funny because not in a million years would I ever think I'd be leading a training on recruiting, because you guys, I've been in the business for 19 plus years. And I was a very, very passive recruiter for 16 of those 19 years. I ended up, recruiting like 12 a year. So about 1 a month, but very passively. And the reason for that is because I thought I was more afraid of what people were going to think about me talking about recruiting at the shows or even out in public or whatever. I was more concerned about their perception of me than how this business could help them. So now who's that about? Is that about me or is that about them? It's all about me. So I'll tell you, it was 16 years, took me 16 years to finally get with it and get over myself. And the reason that I got over myself was in 2014, my husband lost his business. And our business partner came in and took everything, and that was the end of that. So I had been in business 16 years at that time, and I didn't freak out or anything because, you guys, I just added an extra 2 shows to my calendar every single week until Dan found a job. And when he did find a job, that was when I realized I paid the mortgage. We were self-insured too. Paid the mortgage, paid our insurance, paid the utilities. But I wasn't thinking about that at the time. I was just doing running my business, right? When he got the job, I thought, oh my gosh, how many people have come through the door at my shows over the last 16 years that had that same experience? A job loss, business loss, whatever. And I did not mention that this is a viable source of income. I was so mortified. I felt horrible. It was just like, how do I recoup that? So I became more intentional. Okay. And, over the last couple of years, and I've sought out help from other people, top recruiters and Sharon Zellin, and listened to everything and all that other stuff. But I just thought I wanted to reclaim what I was not providing people for those 16 years. So why to recruit? Why do we recruit? Well, because it feels good, right? It can be life-changing. I know it was life-changing for my family. And it could be life-changing was it life-changing for you guys? Raise your hand if your life has been changed by Pampered Chef, right? Could be changed financially, emotionally, whatever. Pampered Chef fills so many needs, right? So just draw on that, okay? But it feels good to recruit, okay? We never know who needs this. We need to ask and invite, okay, people to join our business and see how this will change their life, okay? So I want you to write down real quick. I don't know how long you guys have been in business, but it could be still very clear to you why you started Pampered Chef. So you hear this all the time. What's your why? Well, your why could be different today than it was the time you started, but try and think back when you started. What was it? Why did you start? Just jot that down, okay? Different reasons for different people. There are so many. How many people are on this call? 16 is what I see on here. I don't know what really is on here. There might be thousands of people, but I see 16 on my screen. But the reasons are different for everybody. Okay, so think about that reason that you started. Do you think anybody else has that same reason? It could be maybe you started to pay for gymnastics. Maybe you started to put braces on your kids. Maybe you started to get away from your kids. Maybe you started to replace, a full-time job. There's a whole host of different reasons out there. Do you think anybody else has that same reason you had? Right? So it really is just a matter of getting back to reality and figuring out why you started your business. What was it that your recruiter did or said that helped you make the decision to become a consultant? Was there something special? Was there something special she did or said that helped you make that decision? Right? Think about that. Do you think if you guys are sitting here right now, you heard or saw something that your recruiter did? What was it? And don't you think other people want to hear it? Right? It's really not that difficult. I know 16 years of wasted time. The light bulb just went on a few years ago, but it's so clear to me now. So, just think of those things. Okay. And another reason why we recruit is because it's part of our job. Let's face it, right? The only way to grow in this company is to grow a team, right? Help other people. That's what we're here to do. Do we help people with their cooking and entertaining needs by providing them with great tools in their kitchen? Yeah. It's a lot easier to chop something with a food chopper or manual food processor than it is a steak knife, right? So we are helping people prepare their family meals and do some entertaining with our great tools, right? Are we helping hosts save money by hosting a show? Yeah. This is no different, you guys. It is absolutely no different. So, we're selling to people, but they're not being sold, if that makes any sense. All you're doing is you're transferring your enthusiasm for a product, the host opportunity, and now the recruiting opportunity. Okay? It's all the same thing. It really is. If you believe in what you're doing, just invite people. Okay? Be selfish because that makes us feel good. Now, a lot of times you hear, don't be selfish. Don't be selfish. Share this opportunity, right? Do you hear that a lot? Don't be selfish. Share the opportunity. I heard Denzel Washington say something over the weekend. Does it make you feel good to help somebody? Does it make you guys feel good? Think back to a time when somebody asked you to help them with something. Could be moving them, from one house to another, or helping them by picking up their kids from school because they're late getting out of work or whatever. Can you think back to when somebody asked you to help them? Did it feel good to help them? So that's about you, right? And that's okay. It's okay that's what we should be doing. So for more than being selfish, you are actually being selfish because we're doing it because we want to feel good. Does that make sense? It's like a total flip from what we've heard all these years.
Yeah.
Be selfish because it makes you feel good. Don't you want to feel good? You're helping somebody, they're going to get something out of it and you feel good. So be selfish more. Okay. How to recruit? Well, again, recruiting is like a product. I mean, it's very easy. If you're passionate about a particular tool that you have in your kit that you love and you sell to everybody, and every single host that you have has it, and every single customer has it, that is what you want to look at recruiting as. It's just another product. Okay. Yeah. It's just, a matter of flipping that switch again. Everything is flipping a switch and seeing it in a different light. Become the master of listening. Okay. God gave us one mouth and two ears for a reason, right? To talk less and listen more. Listen twice as much as what you're talking. So listen to what you hear at your shows when you go into your shows. If you're hearing somebody saying, the typical, I hate my job, or I've got to work overtime, or I just got laid off, or whatever, just become the master of listening skills, okay? Relationships. Start and build relationships with people at your shows. That's what it's going to come down to. Use the ticket activity. I don't know if you guys are using any kind of activity in your show, but honestly, that was a turning point for me. And it's because I wasn't intentional. I had to find something to make me do it. And I didn't want to do it. And I don't play games and all that other stuff. And I promised my guests at my shows, okay, you guys, I don't play games. Hope you're okay with it. And they all breathe a sigh of relief. Well, at the end of the party, I do say, all right, here's the only hokey thing that I do at a party. Okay. It's the only hokey thing. And it beats, I do this because I don't want to brag and boast about how great my job is and how successful, I've been in this business, because that again is objective, or anything like that. So rather than me, bragging and boasting and, lecturing you on all the great things of this business, I'm going to give you guys a ticket. I only have eight common questions I get as a consultant. What do you think are the most 8 common questions I get as a consultant? I'll give you a ticket. Whoever's ticket I pull, you're going to get a season from me. That's it. And the reason I do this is because I missed the boat on informing people about how great this business is for 16 years. So I'm making up lost time. So you guys are helping me out with this. So I literally do that at my shows. So now they're thinking they're helping me. So there we go. So then I just say, I only have 8 tickets. We're going to cut it off at 8. But, who has the first question? And I go with that. And that's it, because I could sit there. I mean, we all have done it, where it's like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to go to San Diego. And I've been all over the place. They don't care about that. They want to be asking the questions. So certainly, I don't know, find some way to get the message out there that's going to be, you could just call it hokey if you want. You could do whatever, but just make sure that you're getting that information out there so that when you get to full service checkout, you have something to follow up with. So if you have somebody that keeps asking the questions, that's going to be one of your recruit leads. Okay. So who to recruit? Who do you think is the most obvious new consultant on your team? Next new consultant on your team. Who is it? If anybody's unmuted, just shout it out.
Hey, Eileen, really quick, I just want to add to that, if people are doing virtual parties, they can go live on their virtual party, or, they could start a question on their virtual party.
Yep.
Those things kind of go into. So I just wanted to throw in there for the virtual people.
Absolutely. So same concept, pull out the tickets. Who cares? You can throw something on their order. So who, seriously, you guys, is your most obvious recruit? Your next most obvious recruit? Who's it going to be? Who? A host? Good answer. I'm just going to plant it. Yes, your host. Your host is the most obvious lead, right? The only difference between a host and a consultant is a host gets paid in product and a consultant gets paid in commission. That's it. Look at the numbers. They get the same amount of free product basically as a consultant is getting in a paycheck. No difference, right? So they already love the product, so they are your first, they are your most obvious lead. So whatever number of shows you have on your calendar, you can have that many new consultants on your team, okay? Your guests, listen to their needs. Again, look at their order, see what they're ordering, see if it's something that comes in the kit. Listen to why they can't buy everything tonight, right? Okay, or buy everything at one show. So how many of you guys like to shop? How many of you guys like to go into a store and shop? If it's a boutique or a mall or whatever, right? So you have to walk into that store, Christina, in order for them to take care of you, right? They're waiting for you to come through the door, correct? Is that right?
There's a quote that I love, and it's I would stop shopping, but I'm not a quitter.
There you go. There you go. But you think about those merchants. Now, I don't know if it's a Brighton store, those are the cute little tiny places, a little boutique or whatever. They're waiting for us to walk through the door to do business, right? Well, you guys, we are walking into a host house, and she is providing us with all of our business. She is gifting us with all these people that have walked through her door to give us business. Okay? So as you're prepping to go to your show, let's face it, you guys, people are coming to the shows. They're coming to the shows to support their friend. So they're going to buy. The sales and the bookings are always going to be there. Okay? So again, flipping the switch, and as you're prepping for your shows, don't think about how much you're going to make in commission or how high your sales are going to be or how many bookings you're going to go there with the idea that somebody's going to be there that needs their help. Somebody needs what we have. Somebody wants what you have, right? There's somebody at every single show. You've probably heard it before. There are at least 1 or 2 recruits at every show, but is there a recruiter? Did the recruiter show up? Because I'll tell you what, if she didn't, those people are going to go to another show 6 months from now and somebody's going to ask them, okay? So, really be aware of that. But I just love the fact that our hosts are providing us with all of our business. Seriously. I mean, how easy is that? So, so go to your shows with the plan to help someone. Sales and bookings, again, are going to be there. Think about it this way. When people come to a show, they're coming to buy something. They're coming to hang out with their friends. If they don't want to buy something, they're not coming to the show, right? So just assume the fact that somebody's going to be there sitting right in front of you who needs our business, and invite everybody to do what you're doing, okay? Strong opening is very important. So again, if that isn't something you guys have worked on, we're going to work on this at our meeting next Monday. But a strong opening is huge. And again, it doesn't have to be an epistle. It could just be, a minute or two about why you started. I mean, for me, I'm just like, hey, you guys, my name's Aileen O'Hare, and thanks for having me, Christina. I started my business 19 years ago to get away from our 6 kids. And now 19 years later, my kids have all gotten away from me. So it's worked out great, very flexible, so I go into a little bit of that. And then at the end, that ticket activity fits right in with what I'm talking about. Okay. So just make sure you have a strong opening so that they trust you at the beginning. They know what you're doing. I never thought about talking about money at the beginning, but I heard that on a call today. Don't be afraid to say, you guys, this is awesome. I mean, I get to hang out with you. The best part about my job is everybody's in a good mood when I go to work. There are no crabby people here tonight, right? If you are, the door's there, So I get paid to hang out with you guys, seriously. And I'll tell you, a lot of people, myself included, have no idea how much money we make. Before I became a consultant, I thought, first of all, I was very snobby. I thought, oh, that poor little thing's got a schlep pampered chef to make a living. How horrible is that, right? Joke's on me. We make $130 on average per show, you guys. They don't seem to know that, okay? They'll have a lot more respect for what we do if they know that at the onset, okay? So don't be afraid to share that. And you can even brag that. You could say, hey, our parents all told us not to talk about money or your salary or anything else like that. But you know what? In direct sales, we brag about it because it's out there for everybody, you guys, okay? So don't be afraid to mention that, because you say that in the beginning, they're going to be thinking about that the whole time. When you drop the whisk with chocolate cake on it and you spill your drink and all that, they're going to think, this chick is getting $130 to be making a mess here. I can do that. So truly, just mention that at the beginning. You'll be glad you did. All right. And that's it. I mean, a strong closing, obviously just something to wrap everything up. And when you do your checkout, now I know we all have Express Party checkout, that has been awesome. I don't know if you guys use wish lists, but that was another tip that I heard today, and I'm like, that's a great idea. So that way they still have to come to you even with the express party checkout. So just make sure that you have a nice quiet place to have a conversation with them, keep the relationship building, and just say, hey, you know what? Have you ever thought about doing something like this? You know? All right, that's it. Did I run over, Christina?
I think you're great. I think you're right on target, sister. Way to go.
All right, awesome. Well, I hope that helped you guys. Again, that was funny. I've never talked about recruiting like this, so I hope I gave you guys something.
It was amazing, Eileen. I literally just took like 4 pages of notes. Like my hand hurts, okay? I'm like ready for Becky so I can have a break now.
There you go. There you go. All right. Well, thanks for having me.
I love you. Mwah.
All right.
Okay,
I'm going to stick on so I can.
Yes. Stay warm, sister. Wear your parka. Okay. Becky, you're up, sister.
Well, first of all, thank you guys for having me. I'm excited to be on here. This is kind of like Eileen was saying. I'm like, this is the first time I've been asked to speak at someone else's team meeting. So this is kind of exciting. And I'm totally going to make y'all.
Sister, we're starting a new trend here.
I love it. That's what I was going to say. I'm going to totally make y'all repay the favor eventually.
Absolutely. Yes. Anytime.
So something that I always preach to my team is that learners are earners. And I did not come up with that phrase. That came from someone else. I don't even know who said it. So I just, first of all, wanted to congratulate all of you for taking the time to invest in yourself by being on here tonight. That's probably one of the most important things that you can do for your business is to soak up what others, those of you that have gone before you, paved the way, to try and learn everything you can from them. That is one of the things I try to do all the time is to learn from others. So congrats, second day of the new year being on here. That's a great way to start your Paper Chef business this year. So speaking of starting a new year, I always think it's kind of an exciting time, the new year, 2018, which is crazy to me to believe it's 2018, but we all start out with a clean slate. And it's kind of just something magical about knowing that you can set new goals for yourself, for your family, for your Pampered Chef business, your health, for whatever, finances, whatever you want to set it for. It's a clean slate. You can start completely over. So whether you are proud of what you accomplished in 2017 or frustrated with it, you have the opportunity to start over. And I love that about the new year. So I want to talk to you a little bit about my story and how it relates to setting goals. And for those of you that went to conference, some of it is going to sound very similar, but I felt like what I had to share there made such a huge impact on so many people that, and it also made a huge impact on me. Talk about bucket list, you guys. I wanted to share that with you and how reflecting back on everything that I went through, what made the difference and how I was able to get through everything. So, I have notes because otherwise I ramble, as you probably already noticed. But in 2017, I started my year with exciting hopes and new goals, and really a huge vision for myself, my personal business, and my Pampered Chef team. I personally set out to become an executive director. And we aren't there just yet, but just give us a few more months. Sometime this year, I feel confident it's going to happen. And I can tell you that I made up my mind last year, the very beginning, that no matter what came my way, and trust me when I say some crazy things came my way, that I was going to keep pushing towards my goal. And that's what you have to do, okay, when you have a big goal like that. So in March of last year, I'm just going to give you guys some examples of crazy things that happened to my family. My husband and I had to move out for about 2 to 3 weeks because we had a pipe burst that flooded our entire downstairs. So obviously we were very thankful for insurance, but we still had to pay $1,000. You know how that is. And then just the month before that, we had to pay like a $1,500 hospital bill because my daughter had a concussion, which was crazy scary. And then, of course, we had all these car issues, miscellaneous stuff that just kept coming up. So financially, last year was not really our best year. Just stuff kept happening. But I was determined not to let Satan destroy my family or my business. In March, that very same month, okay, that all this, we had to move out because all this was going on, of last year, I had my highest month in sales ever, and I sold $11,688.34. I was honestly kind of shocked, and people afterwards were like, I can't believe you did that. And I think it was one of those things I just kind of was like, I knew I had to take care of business, and that's just what happened. Like, what else am I going to do? I'm misplaced from my house. I can't clean or do laundry, really. I was just like, whatever, what else am I going to do? Unfortunately, the year held a few more disappointments and heartaches for both my husband and I. In May, I began having testing done because I was concerned about some weird symptoms that I had been having for a couple years. And after numerous tests, I had a few MRIs, an EMG, an EP, a ton of blood work, and a lumbar puncture, which I don't ever recommend anyone ever having. We discovered that I have multiple sclerosis. It's a nerve disorder. If anyone doesn't know anything about it, you can Google it. It was kind of a bit of a relief in a sense, but of course it was very defeating at the same time. In the middle of all these tests, I also had a miscarriage, which really sucked. It was incredibly heartbreaking because I truly didn't realize how badly I wanted another child until we lost one. I know that God had bigger plans for our family, and He gave me the strength to push through all of these things. That very same month that I went through all these tests and we lost the baby, my team at that time, we promoted to senior director. So it was kind of crazy amidst all this chaos, going on around me. I knew that on the other side of my heartache and pain was a life I needed and wanted to keep living. My Pampered Chef business has always been about helping others, just like Eileen was talking about, and providing a life for my family that we would have never been able to experience. And I didn't want to give that up. That was at that time when I had all these crazy things going on, that was the one stable, consistent thing I could count on. And I knew that I needed to instead of focusing on the bad, I wanted to focus on the good and what I could control. So you're probably thinking, like many people have asked me, is how do you get through something like that? How do you get through, all these trials and crazy things that life throws at you and still hold a consistent business? This is where I have to share with you, and you probably heard me say this at conference. This is one of my favorite quotes. When the why is clear, the how is easy. I pushed through because I knew what it would mean to my family, but also what it would mean for me. I love this opportunity. I love my job. I love what I do. As she was saying, we party for a living. It's fun. Okay. It's fun. I love it. So I want to actually give you, this is a little twist on what I shared at conference. I want to give you 3 practical things that I applied in my personal business to keep me motivated and focused on my goals, no matter what came my way, truly. So the first thing, and you've probably seen, I actually posted this today, is to create a vision board. Give yourself a few hours to reflect on your goals and what you want to achieve this year. Then you need to print it off. Don't just create it and then, put it to the side or leave it on your computer, right? You need to print it off, put it on every single device that you have, your computer, your tablet, whatever, because we all have like 10 devices, right? But put it everywhere. I always put it on my refrigerator. So every morning when I go downstairs to get milk or orange juice or cream or what out of the fridge, that's the first thing that I see when I open the refrigerator. I have one posted. I already posted it today in my office. I have it on my team binder and on all my devices. And it's just a constant reminder of the things that I am working towards. It's all of my dreams and goals in one place, a visual that I can reflect on every single day. When I wake up in the morning, when I go to bed at night, when I getting something out of the refrigerator. I can see that. The second thing I want to encourage you to do is to go listen to the Coffee Talk by April Schilling on goal setting. This is something I was trained on a few years ago, and it truly does help you narrow down really all of the goals you have into one big goal, and gives you one thing to focus on, because we might write down all these things that we would love to have, like I would love to be debt free, and I would love to do this, and I would love to, whatever, all these different things, but it can get a little overwhelming, right? But if you have that one big goal that you need to focus on, it kind of, knowing that that goal is going to help you accomplish all others is a great feeling, and kind of a little satisfying, knowing, okay, I don't have to stress about how am I going to take care of everything else, because that one goal is ultimately going to take care of everything on its own. Like, you're going to earn a trip, you're going to help others, you're going to promote, you know what I mean? It's going to help you accomplish everything. So whether it's a trip or to promote to a new level or earn a certain number to paycheck, the most successful people plan for success. So go listen to that call. It's a great training. I felt like, even though I had heard it before several times, my executive director is Stephanie Richardson, and I'm very well trained by her, I will confidently say. But so I had heard her do that. But even listening to that call, I was reminded of things that I had forgotten. And then finally, the third thing I want to challenge you to do is to share your dreams and goals with others. Not only is this going to hold you accountable, you could do this with your spouse, with your significant other, with your mom, your dad, or any kind of support person that you have. You most definitely should share it with your upline director, even your executive and your national. I mean, reach out to the more support, the better, in my opinion. But also, don't be afraid to share it on social media. I think a lot of people are afraid to put their goals out there because they don't want to feel defeated, in a sense, if they don't accomplish it. Well, if you have been my friend on Facebook, you will know that like sometime last year, I don't even remember what, no, it was like, I don't remember. It's been over a year now. I went live on Facebook, and I went on and on about how I was going to be an executive director and all this stuff. And you better believe, sure, it's a little embarrassing because I haven't accomplished that. But at the same time, I look at it like I failed forward. If I hadn't put this goal out there and held myself accountable to something that I knew everybody was watching me try to achieve, then who knows? Would I have worked this hard? Would I have recruited as many people? I mean, my team numbers have doubled. I've promoted personally like 6 or 7 directors in the last, year or so. And it's just amazing what you can do when you truly just make up your mind that it's going to happen. And the thing is, everyone is going to want to be a part of it. They really are. The more successful you are, and the more that you share with others, they're going to be just as excited about it as you are, and they want to be join you in the journey. So I want to just challenge each of you to follow through with what I said. If nothing else, definitely follow through with those things if you didn't remember anything else I said. But also to push past any pain, fear, because we all have, stuff life throws at us, right? We all have stuff, but just look at it like a real job. This is a real job, and it will pay you like one. Just like Eileen said, I mean, I felt the same way when I was at Stephanie. How funny is this, y'all? If you've ever seen one of her checks, I was at her show, and I'm thinking, I would never do this. I'm getting my master's. She's crazy. Why would she even, I'm thinking, I'm like hoity-toity, whatever, and later I was like, what the crap? You can make a lot of money doing this. So just look at it like this can change your life, because it truly can. And you can change so many other people's life along the way. And I comment to Stephanie on occasion how, I'm just one person that she offered the business in all her years of business. And from me, hundreds of people, thousands of people, even from, hosts and customers, their lives have been touched, all because she offered it to one person. That was just me. And think about all the other people on her team, right? So the very last thing I want to leave you with is my favorite quote. And my mom actually painted this for Christmas. I started crying when I opened it. She painted a board thing. It was so cute. But it's by William Barclay. And it is, endurance is not just the ability to bear a hard thing, but to turn it into glory. So thank you guys so much for letting me join. I hope you're all inspired and excited to get this new year off to an amazing start.
What was that quote again, Becky?
That is William Barclay, and it is, endurance is not just the ability to bear a hard thing, but to turn it into glory. And a quick little backstory on that. When I was like 12 or 13, I gave this quote to my mom on a little piece of paper when her sister had just passed away. Oh. And so she like has reminded me of that when, you know, this year when I've been going through hard things. So yeah, pretty cool.
That's awesome. Thank you. Fantastic.
Christina, you're muted if you're talking.
Sorry, I heard my husband talking downstairs. I'm like, oh, I should mute myself. Oh my gosh, I was like, oh, I was just like, so I was writing. Look, I wrote so much. I seriously took like 7 pages of notes tonight. You guys, I cannot even like thank you enough. I do want you all to, the 3 of you, to just share your address in that little group message for me, if you don't mind. And anytime you guys need a speaker to speak about anything, I can do it. Allison can do it. Christy can do it. Anybody can do it. So
all right.
know how we can help. Oh my gosh. This exceeded my expectations, like beyond. I can't even tell you guys. It's just been incredible. But it's not over. The fun's not over. I know. We're just so excited. Allison is going to do announcements. Look, Allison's like, oh yeah. I got to do that. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. But wait, there's more. So I don't know if anybody had a chance to check out that super fun Facebook Live video that Jean Jonas did today, or that was just for directors.
Yeah,
maybe.
but I posted to YouTube, so everybody should be able to.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so anybody who might have been working at a fake real job, then you might not have seen it. So here's the scoop. Anybody who recruits and helps your new consultant qualify in your first 30 days, you not only get you get double the trip points. You get 6,000 points for one recruit qualifying in your first 30 days towards Hawaii. Because, I mean, what was it? Arkansas, Arizona. Arizona is fantastic. Right.
Arkansas.
I mean, Arizona is great, but I mean, compared to Hawaii, like, so you guys should all be rooting for Hawaii. So there's that. So definitely take some of the recruiting stuff that everybody said to heart and to make that happen for you. Then we have the double host rewards for January, the free utility knife with the $75 purchase. February host special is Rock Rocks, and March is stoneware. So I know that some of us, I've been talking to some potential hosts, and I'm already starting to book into March, guys. So be aware of all the host specials that are coming up, especially as you're going into these big shows that are going to happen, so that you have your dates ready to go. And the other big thing is that new consultants get the half price rebate when they qualify in their first 30 days. So it's just, I mean, bananas, all the stuff that's going down. So that's all I have. I just had home office announcements because I think Christy and everybody else covered everything. My head's spinning. I mean, like, look at these next. I need a nap or bedtime. I don't know.
I can't agree more. No, seriously, the note taking is off the chain tonight. But that's why I recorded it, because you can go back and listen to this in your car, in the pickup line, when you're getting your nails done. I don't know, whenever you guys listen to replay stuff. I like to listen to things in my car, even if I can't see it, because it's, sometimes you have to listen to things over and over, and I just pull it up on my YouTube, and then because this will be on a YouTube link, but it won't be public, so not everyone will see it, only the people that have the link. So I will post the link, but you can listen to YouTube links in your car. I don't know if you knew that. My car is smarter than me, So I think it figured that out for me. But I swear I'm only drinking water tonight. I don't know what's wrong with me. Probably because I had a coffee so late. That's probably what's wrong with me.
You're like all juiced up.
I mean, don't give me any steroids or anything. I think I'm also a little pumped up about the snow that's coming here. I know Eileen's like, I have 17 feet already. But I think I'm super excited about that.
I have kids that need to go back to school. No snow. No snow.
The kids around here already went back. Like, they all had to leave before the Alabama game was over last night because they were like, oh, we have to go to school tomorrow. Don't worry. They'll be off at school the rest of the week because of the snow. What happens. Anyway, I know we're totally off topic. You guys are so excited for everything 2018. I mean, I need to rewatch this because there was so much good stuff shared. I can't even believe it. But I do want to say, if you guys have anybody that maybe you're following on Facebook or you see them in a group and they're doing amazing things and you think they would make a really great speaker for our team training like this, we do these. Christy set up all the events for me. She's amazing at that. And Christy, no, you didn't, but you are. Okay, so you set up the virtual team nights for every first Tuesday of every month, right? Okay, yeah, so these are going to happen the first Tuesday of every single month. So if you have somebody that you're following, or maybe they post on Coffee Talk and they shared something, or whatever the case may be, just ask them, hey, you know, do you want a 10 to 15-minute spot on our next virtual meeting? And the 3 main topics are normally booking, recruiting, and then some kind of testimony or goal setting. And Becky, you just nailed it all on the head with that. So that was awesome. All 3 of you. I can't even say enough. But that is all we have tonight, you guys. I think it's enough for everybody's head to be spinning. Oh, Christy has a question.
I do have a question. Because we live in the coast, I'm not used to snow. What are you telling people who have parties booked for this weekend? I have a host who's concerned.
That's a great question. So a few years ago, we had snow like every Wednesday for like a month. Do you guys remember that? And it really jacked up my schedule. So if you don't have any other dates to move them to, like you could postpone them a week. But if you don't have any other dates, you could go live in your kitchen and just do a virtual live cooking show if you want. Those of you that only do virtual parties, this is another great way to do a party. You guys, I want you to think about virtual parties. It's not a cookie cutter template. Like, you don't have to do post on post. You could just go live for 10 minutes and then post the link for them to shop on. Like, it doesn't have to be this big event. But that's what I would do. Like, I have a show on Friday night, and she's already talking about like, oh, my people are old. They're not going to want to get out of their house, you know, whatever. So I'm just going to tell her, you know, if we could do it Saturday or even Sunday, I'll open that up because I don't really do shows on the weekends. So I have those days open. Otherwise, she's going to have to move to March because that's the next date I have. But like, if you can move them to the next day or the next week, do that. Or just ask them if they want to do like a live cooking party, and that would be fun. Get your son involved and your husband. I don't know. They could wear like hula skirts. That would be fun. No, make it entertaining at least. I don't know. I did have another thought, but it just went. It happens a lot.
Wait till you turn 50.
Eileen, I love you. Any of the other ladies on the call have any ideas about what happens when like a natural disaster hits? Like,
well, you know, we have lots of snow days around here, and we did have a hurricane though, so I had to adjust things around. But yeah, same thing. It was I kind of was proactive first and reached out, but I don't know the same thing how it goes with snow days. I don't know if y'all drive or not. I don't know. Sorry.
That's the whole problem. People don't drive. But that's what
I've never driven in snow before. I've seen it like twice my whole life.
Wow.
I know. I'm a Florida girl.
Come on
so,
up.
I mean, but the hurricanes we did, I just took a proactive approach, and I texted everyone first just to check in to make sure they were safe. And I let them know if I was able to drive. There's a few that I wasn't able to drive to because the hurricane, roads, whatever. So we went live a few times, and the other ones I just adjusted them and moved them just the week. If I could switch it to, I just had like 5 shows in a week, like 2 weeks after the hurricanes, just to try to get caught back up. But that was what I did, and that works well. But just reaching out first to them and not letting them feel like they're crazy for reaching out to you about it.
Yeah. I will say a couple years ago when that happened, when we had snow like every week, one of the parties, she didn't want to cancel because actually everybody that was coming lived in her neighborhood and they all wanted to get out of their house. So it was like everybody was having cabin fever. And I was like, oh, okay. So I was the only one on the road driving to a freaking Pampered Chef party, but it was a $2,000 party because these ladies were bored. So, I mean, you could turn it into like a neighborhood party if, Allison, you may have a problem because your road is like all the way out in the sticks. I don't have words.
Dan's truck. I feel like I can run anything over. Honker.
Does that help, Christy? We could go on and on. Isn't this Zoom thing fun? I wish I could see everybody's faces. Beth Jacobs, I wish your camera was on. I would call her a lurker. She's always lurking. She never talks, though. Maybe she'll do it. She won't do it. You guys, Beth Jacobs is our National Executive Director. Okay, anybody have any questions about anything that we covered tonight? Anybody? Are we good?
Good.
January 29th, that's the date. Spring launch. All the new products are going to be released. Danielle already knows them all. Maybe Becky does too. I don't know. Oh, Becky doesn't. Okay, I'm like, I don't know anything. Everybody thinks we know it too. And I'm like, no, I don't know anything. But Danielle over there, she knows everything. Because she's
a really hard secret to keep too.
In the video.
Christina, when we get to executives, we will know. We will know everything.
Yeah, this is true. That's
true. Why we're doing that.
And we'll have all the products ahead of time too. So like way ahead of time. So that means Beth probably knows it all too. Maybe she could come live and share.
She's just over there like.
She's gonna call me tomorrow and be like, "Why'd you call me out?" She's probably laughing right now. What's the other thing I wanted to say? Yeah, so you want to be at that meeting. I believe if you can't be at a live meeting, you could probably watch a video on Pampered Chefs. You could like register for the video. And watch it that way. So we probably won't be going Facebook Live from our meeting because it's going to be hard to see the TV. So just be sure you're following everything on Pampered Chef's site to get the link so you could watch the live video, or not the live video, but the video that Pampered Chef puts out. I'm sure there's going to be lots of recruiting ideas and booking ideas with all the new products. The new catalog starts March 1st. So all your free-for-all stuff that you're earning, if you earned free-for-all in December, you're going to get it, I believe, the end of this month. You'll get a changeover kit. If you submitted $150 in sales in November, December, or January, you will get a changeover packet, which is going to include 25 catalogs, the new season's best, and any paperwork they change out. And then any free-for-all stuff that you're earning this month, you'll get, like, I think the first week of February. Okay? I think we covered it all, you guys. It went a little over, but hey, I think it was worth it, right?
Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Awesome.
Thank you. I'm so excited, you guys. I can't wait. All right, well, if that's it, nobody has any questions, we're good? Okay. Watch for the replay. I'll post it.
Thanks,
okay, guys?
Have a great night.
Bye.
See you later.